If you're a streamer trying to grow your average viewership, then the moment you hit end stream, your channel is dead. Nobody can find you. You will not grow while you're offline. You essentially cease to exist. That is why so many creators like myself or Harris Heller tell you guys you need to create discoverable content on multiple platforms. But the truth is, that is fucking hard. You guys have work, you have school, you have so many commitments, and there are only so many hours in the day for you not only to create content on one platform, but also to learn the skills to create good content on one platform. And then you get told you have to create that on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 other platforms in order to grow. It's impossible. But what if I told you that just from one stream and maybe an hour or two's worth of work afterwards, you'd be able to create an entire month that is daily short form content such as TikToks or YouTube Shorts and get over 1.5 million views in 2 weeks like I did entirely for free? That sounds pretty good, doesn't it? Well, let's do that today. Hey, I'm Eljay from streamscheme.com. I'm also a variety streamer over at twitch.tv/LJM_. There are links to both those in the description. I am actually live right now as well, which is pretty cool. Today, guys, we're going to be taking 1 or 2 live streams directly from Twitch and converting them into 30 plus TikToks or YouTube Shorts. It's entirely free. There's no downloads. There's no reason to learn how to edit, really. And honestly, I love the fact that you're not going to have watermarks or low resolution caps like so many other services out there. Today, I'm sharing with you my secret weapon that I used to get over 1.5 million views in just under 2 weeks over on TikTok. But before I reveal that secret, let me tell you about another great platform, Own.tv, our sponsor. I want to say thank you to our sponsor, Own.tv. You guys should know about Own by now. They are a fantastic resource for any streamer. I wanted to highlight another one of their packs that you probably haven't seen before. They have both animated overlays, alerts, and more for your stream. But they also have static overlays that take up less PC resources, and they're entirely modular, so if you are finding yourself lagging out at all, you can just remove anything you don't want to use. This is also great because it means that you won't have the same setup as any other streamer. There is a link in the description to Own.tv. If you want to support the channel, guys, go and support Own with the link in the description. Without them, we couldn't keep making these videos, and I really appreciate the support they've given to this community. So what is my secret platform that I have been using? Well, I'll reveal that in a second. First, to understand just how powerful this is and for the tool to actually work, you need to understand that all great content starts with one thing, and that is a plan. Technically, using this strategy, you can see success without any kind of plan. I won't deny that. You can go live, sit down, do your stream, and then follow through with this, and you will see success. But you're much more likely to actually have success if you plan out and structure your stream in a way that will work afterwards. Every single piece of content you make, whether it is 5 seconds or whether it is 5 hours, should follow a very simple structure. The hook, the meat, the payoff. That's it. The hook is the promise or the reason why a viewer should stick around till the end. The meat is the core content, the journey you're going on, and the payoff is the value you give or the takeaway the viewer gets when it finishes. Let me give you 2 examples. The first example was I planned to do a Q&A stream for you guys. Now, I was planning on doing this stream at a very special time slot where my American audience could actually watch me. This was a part of the hook, but the hook was also the fact that you could ask me questions directly on this once a week stream. The meat or core content of this stream is the questions you ask and my answers, which we have a discussion of. The payoff is you get my unfiltered, unrehearsed thoughts and you can ask follow-up questions. You get value from the stream. A second example that might fit your content a bit better is that I was planning on doing a Pokemon Arceus stream with a twist. In this stream, I was going to hunt down every single secret unknown Pokemon on the map without any kind of guide. And for every 15 minutes where I didn't find a special Pokemon, I have to eat a spoonful of Vegemite. Now, if you don't know about spoonfuls of Vegemite, they're not fun. The hook here is the fun concept of punishment and a challenge to beat. The meat or the core content of the stream is me frantically exploring to find the unknowns and the secrets. And the payoff is that I'm either going to be successful, which is awesome, and I'm going to catch every single secret Pokemon, or I'm going to look beaten down and it's going to be hilarious how much Vegemite I have to eat. Either way, the viewer gets a payoff. And because I know someone's going to say it, no, I'm not scripting my content. This isn't scripting your content. This is just putting work in and planning out a stream so it's actually engaging and you're not just sitting there playing a game. The reason we plan is because I want you to stop thinking about streams as just a stream. You need to think of a stream as a recording session. Absolutely, you'll be engaging with your chat. That's the point of a live stream. But you want to take it a step further. You need to have a bigger goal in mind, that this content is going to go somewhere else, and it needs to be entertaining and valuable for another audience. Focus on making every single moment of your stream as entertaining and as engaging as possible, even if you have 0 chatters. I promise you, it'll make your content so much better, and it'll help you by a huge amount on the next few steps. The next step is to stream, pretty much as you normally would. While you're streaming, you need to keep an eye out for highly clickable, highly shareable, and highly funny or entertaining moments that could be shared onto TikTok or as YouTube Shorts easily. But what is a highly clippable moment? What is engaging? What is shareable? And what will work on TikTok? Well, there are a few rules, and I don't want to pretend like just any old clip will work, because it's actually not true. This is going to be a long video, and I promise you, you have to do every step of this all the way to the end, or else it won't work for you. The first and most important thing to remember is the fact that, like every single platform online, TikTok is a retention rate game. Your TikTok needs to hook viewers to watch the entire thing and then rewatch it. In fact, repeat watches are incredibly powerful. Because of this, your opening frame is crucial for hooking the audience in. It needs to be engaging, interesting, and establish a promise that if somebody watches till the end, they will gain value. Whether it's a laugh, whether it's learning something new, whether it's seeing a secret, whatever it is, it has to be a promise. An incredibly powerful example of this is opening TikToks with, "Did you know?" And then the TikTok is showing a secret or sharing a fun fact. Or you can do things like, "Only hardcore gamers will understand this," and people will think, "I'm a hardcore gamer. Does that mean I'll understand it?" Or they'll go, "Am I a hardcore gamer? If I understand this, that means I am." And they'll want to watch to find out why or why not they wouldn't understand it. Now, don't worry too much about having to have the perfect opener for every single clip. I've actually had a lot of success just by slapping a caption on after the fact and using that to hook people instead. For example, like this one where it says, "I didn't read the instructions," and then it's just me looking like an idiot for about 8 seconds. In fact, looking like an idiot for 8 seconds with that caption got me 6,400 views and 200 likes. That was a completely unplanned TikTok, and it was hilarious. Essentially, the important thing to think about is that your first frame of your TikTok, as soon as they swipe onto it, needs to hook the viewer to watch the entire thing. But that raises a second question. How long should a TikTok be? There are a few different pieces of advice right now floating around the internet about what the best length for a TikTok is. For example, there's the 8-second meta. Essentially, this says that by making a TikTok exactly 8 seconds and keeping a viewer watching it in full will give you huge success in the algorithm. But breaking the meta a bit, my personal opinion and what I've seen success with as a streamer is really just focusing on making sure they watch the entire TikTok. But I will clarify that and say, if the TikTok is too short, it doesn't matter if they watch the entire thing. It seems to just not do well for me. An example of this is when I made a 17-second TikTok from Pokemon Arceus where I found an unknown. It had a great hook and it kept people watching all the way till the end. It got around 3,000 views and 151 likes in the first day. Seeing this, the next stream, I hunted down 5 more unknowns. I took the advice about the 8-second meta and I showed off where you could find the unknowns in around 5 to 8 seconds. I made 5 more TikToks from those clips, and every single one of them flopped incredibly hard. I'm talking 300 views or less, which is terrible on TikTok. And the reason is length. When you have 0 viewership on a platform and you see success and then try and replicate it but fail, it's easy to want to give up. But I didn't. I went back to the drawing board and I made another clip with the unknowns. I decided that I would start by saying, "This is the hardest unknown to find," and that was supposed to be my hook to keep people watching the entire clip. Then I would spend time showing exactly how to get the unknown and walk all the way from one side of a map to the other. The TikTok ended up being 17 seconds, but it worked. It got 1,700 views and 126 likes very quickly after posting it. Now, these are rookie numbers, but we're building up to a bigger thing. Seeing how this was working, I started to get a little bit cheeky, and I started the next TikTok with, "I honestly believe 99% of you don't know about this secret." And then I spent 33 seconds walking through a building from the entrance all the way to the top to a barely secret door that leads to a roof, around the roof, and then to the other side where you find an unknown. The entire time, I was obviously narrating what I was doing. Obviously, I clipped all of this and I turned it into a TikTok and I released it, and within one day, it had received over 28,600 views, 175 shares, 147 comments, and 2,112 likes. But now it is sitting at 78,000 views, 3,700 likes as of writing this. Now, I will admit, these TikToks are sort of planned out. I find the unknown naturally during the stream, but rather than instantly catch it when I see it, I back up a little bit, I do a hook, a meet, and a payoff while live, and then my chat or I will clip it. But you can see success simply by taking funny and engaging clips as well. It is just a bit more hit and miss. For example, I have a few really good clips of my girlfriend on stream trying to guess different Pokemon names based off just images. These were not planned at all. They were just funny clips, and they open with, "Who's that Pokemon?" which is a great hook. And then my girlfriend calling a Beedrill a Butterwasp McNeedlehands. All 3 of these TikToks received roughly 2,300 to 2,700 views each and a couple hundred likes each as well. I didn't expect these ones to do really well, but some of the ones I did expect to do well got no views. And then other ones that I just threw up for a gaff got a lot of views. This is what I mean when I say unplanned ones are very hit and miss. Now you're probably thinking, okay, so you got one viral TikTok and the rest received a few thousand views. Well, that's because I'm in testing. Then I did a Wordle stream. Now this was an amazing stream and it had some amazing clips in it because I learned that if you start every single Wordle with erect, penis, taint, moist, you'll be able to guess the word every single time on the 5th go. I didn't plan any of these, but they were great short clips. So of course I turned them into TikToks. And in about 12 hours, one of them had received over 500,000 views, 24,000 likes, and 837 shares. And all the others were getting a few thousand views minimum as well. It is currently sitting at 1.4 million views, and I just released another TikTok today from a random moment in my Elden Ring stream where I actually trimmed it and carefully timed the cutoff point, and that's already received 100,000 views in the first day as well. What I'm trying to say to you guys is, if you push content and you're careful about what you convert and how you release it, you can start to get a lot of traction very quickly, because I didn't have really any followers before this. I want to clarify that I am not in any way the expert or pro of TikTok. There are much more talented people out there. I'm just sharing with you my experiences, my tests, and what worked for me. The most important thing you can do when trying to create content like this is to reflect on what is working, what isn't, do your own research, and then continually try to improve what you're putting out there. That's how I went from getting 200, 300 viewers on my TikToks to getting consistently a few thousand and 100K on one today. So now you should know 3 things: that you need to create a structure to your stream that will allow it to have clippable moments. The second is you need to be as engaging and as entertaining as possible throughout the entire thing. And the third, you need to think of quick, short, engaging moments and hookable moments to keep people watching. But with all 3 of those things said, you might be thinking to yourself, Eljay, I don't know how to edit, and I don't have any viewers who can clip my streams for me. I'll tell you what, those aren't problems. Those are excuses. Let me explain. If you've done your entire stream and you had 0 viewers and nobody clipped it, all you have to do is pull up your VOD, watch it back, and create the clips yourself. Once you find a good moment, just hit the clip button and adjust the clip, the title, and hit publish. I normally tell you guys to use the highlight tool, but for today's method, it is much easier to use the clipping tool for later. You'll see. I want you to try and find 15 to 30 clips per stream. The more clips you find and the better you trim those clips down to be as engaging as possible before even hitting publish, the better they'll perform and the easier this will be for you later. Keep in mind all the tips I gave you earlier about what worked for me, and do your best to make the first opening moment engaging of every single clip. Once you have all of your clips done for a stream, it's time to get to the fun part, and I will reveal to you the amazing platform I use to make all this happen, joincombo.com. You're going to head over to joincombo.com, and if you need to, there is a link in the description for you. And while you're down there, you can like and subscribe to the video if this helped you out at all. And once you're over there, you're going to log in to JoinCombo. You'll link your Twitch channel, and the moment you link your Twitch channel, the tool will take every single clip from the channel and auto import it for you. I believe it will show you the last week's worth of clips as well, but you can see more using the date range over on the side. I'm not sponsored by these guys at all, by the way. I just stumbled across this because someone told me about it, and I've fallen in love with it and seen huge success, so I want to share it with you. Now, you're going to want to select one of the clips you've done to convert into a TikTok or a short, and then you can select one of their preset templates. I think most of you will want to use the face cam template to start with. You'll move your crop to cover the face cam and then hit crop, and it will convert your clip over into a perfect TikTok. Now, your clip will be down here on a timeline. You can scrub through this using the playhead, or just pause it with spacebar or the play button. Now, it will be split into multiple layers. This is your face cam layer, this is your main layer, and this is a blurred background. When you highlight a layer and select it, it will show you which part of the clip you're actually selecting, whether it's the face cam, the background, or the blur. You can also just click that particular part of the clip up on the screen as well. Once it's been converted over, you can actually select and reframe or resize any of the parts already just by clicking and dragging it around. Once you have it selected, on the right, you can also see a few more options such as volume, if you want to lower the clip's volume, add a border, or blur a clip out entirely. These tools are easiest explained with your face cam. Let's say you don't want this circle cam, or you want to add a drop shadow or a border to make it a little bit more fancy on your TikTok. Click the face cam, and over on the right, you'll get these options I've just said. Change the corner radius down to 0 so it's square, or try out a different amount that suits what you want. Then you can either add a border or a drop shadow, or both. I don't know, whatever you like. I like adding a drop shadow and then offsetting it by 15 pixels on both axes, but you can play with this to find what works for you. Borders are incredibly similar. You just turn it on and then you pick a color and add a thickness in pixels. But LJ, what if my clip is too long and I didn't trim it properly when I exported it like you asked me to? Or one of my viewers did it and they made it like 60 seconds, but I only want the first 5 seconds. Have no fear, you can edit it here as well. What you're gonna do is you're gonna come down to the timeline where you had those 3 different things, and you can actually shorten it by clicking on the end and pulling it down. Or if you wanna get rid of some fluff at the start, you can click the start and pull it forward. Or maybe there's a part in the middle that you wanna trim out because it just takes too long to get to the good part. Then you put your green playhead marker where you wanna start cutting, and you click using the split tool to cut the clip into 2. Move your green playhead marker to the next spot and click split again. Then select the parts that you wanted to remove and you just click the delete button. Just remember, if you want to trim or change the length of a clip and you have multiple layers like these templates do that are actually supposed to be synced together, you'll need to trim all of the layers individually. Hopefully they add a feature where you can just click split all layers, but they're getting to it. This is still a very new platform and it's still way ahead of every other platform doing this. Now you can add images that you upload, you can add text, and you can even import other clips in as well if you want to merge 2 clips together. But personally, these mainly help with YouTube Shorts because I prefer to keep it simple and add all my text inside the TikTok app after I'm done. Once you're happy with a clip you've made, you'll click export and it will start rendering. Don't click anything yet, just let it render out. Now, while that renders out, I'm sure you're thinking, LJ, yeah, sure, that was quick, but that's gonna take me a long time to do this for 30 clips. You told me this would take an hour, maybe 2 hours max. Well, that's where you're wrong, my young Padawan. I'm never saying that again. But essentially, you're gonna head down to the template section and you're gonna type in something like Pokemon Arceus or whatever the template for this one is, and you're gonna click save. Now, every single time you go to convert a clip from that stream, rather than selecting Facecam, you can pick your template that you just made and everything will be done perfectly for you. This means drop shadows, borders, and everything else you would like to show. Sometimes you might need to reframe or resize depending on the clip or the game, or potentially recrop your face cam if you've moved it around in your clip. But it is so much faster than doing it from scratch every single time. And if you are streaming the same game or the same type of scene layout, then your cam shouldn't move around all that much for each clip. And you won't need to worry, and you can just click that template button and click export and it will be instant. Once a clip has rendered, it is time to release it on TikTok or YouTube Shorts. Now stop. This is the most important part of everything else, no matter what. Because if you have a really good clip, but you fumble the release, then it's a waste of time. You've wasted all this time if you do not release these things with care and thought to them. So let's cover that. So once it is rendered, you can click share to TikTok or send it to YouTube. A small tip I will add, before you do any of the clip editing, right after you've logged in and imported your clips, head to your settings on the homepage, click connections, and connect your TikTok or your YouTube Shorts channel there. It just saves time to do it before you start editing. If you have them connected, you'll hit share to TikTok and Combo will send it to TikTok. It'll actually send it directly to the app on your phone, where the app will then give you a notification and it will be ready for you to put the final touches on it. But before we head over to the app, let's go through and convert the other 15 to 30 clips using our new template for that stream. Every time we hit export and render a converted clip, it'll be sent to our inbox on Combo, where we can download it, send it as a link to someone, or send it directly to TikTok or YouTube as well. This means if you forget to hit send during render, you'll be able to go back and see all of your inboxed TikToks. Personally, I like to edit my 15 to 30 on Combo and then have them in my inbox where I can send one at a time over to TikTok so I can go through and add everything I want to do, which is what we're going to do now. So send your first one over. Let's do it. The final steps for me are on app and they're all about strengthening that hook of the TikTok so it has the highest retention possible. I'll add text like wait for it ... or the did you knows that I talked about earlier. Then I'll turn on text to speech inside the app if it fits, and I'll also make sure that I add closed captions as well and remove any swear words or try and hide any bad language. Now there are a lot of things you can add here such as sounds and whatnot as well, but I'm trying to keep them as simple as possible so they're accessible for you and so that I grow using my own content and my own comedy rather than everything else. Once I'm happy with my captions, with my text to speech, and with everything else, I will click next, and I will write one quick funny line about the TikTok. Then I'll use 3 to 5 hashtags that are relatable to the game and the demographic the clip is aimed at. I'll always make sure to aim for large and medium-sized volume for each tag. You'll then want to select a cover. This is something I think a lot of people miss, and make your cover an interesting moment that catches the eye as well as a big bit of text that fits it. I don't know if this is crucial, but it really does help the TikTok stand out on your page if someone chooses to visit it. Now, you can either hit post and it will go straight out to your audience, or you can hit draft. If you do draft it, it means it'll be there ready to be posted whenever you want, which means you can start making the next clip and draft that as well. Store up a bunch of drafts so that all you have to do is open the app each day and post a draft. It's kind of like creating everything in bulk and just having it there so the work you have to do each day is just boop, and you're done. I will say Combo is a very new tool and it can be a bit buggy at times, but it is also an incredibly powerful tool. And after speaking to the guys who started it up, which again, I'm not sponsored, I've just had a little chat to them, they're incredibly eager to make it the best platform they can and add a lot of features that you guys will want. 2 big takeaways that you need to remember. The first is you should always be learning and improving. Don't just post lazily converted clips and then complain about the fact you're not getting views. This is a very easy platform to use if you put work into understanding the actual platform. The second important thing to remember is don't use your lack of viewers or your lack of chatters as an excuse why you shouldn't make engaging content. You should be trying to make the most engaging content as possible so you can push it to other platforms like TikTok and like this. So if you want to do both those things, continue to learn and improve your content, then YouTube thinks this video right here is perfect for that. Why not give it a click, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.